Hello, and welcome to today's episode. I'm going to be your host, the Irrelevant Nerd, and today we're going to be doing the nerdy narrative. So today's show is going to be a different one. I've had some changes in my life that have really kind of minimized my free time and has caused my videos to slow down to like once a week or sometimes like once every other week, which has led to me barely being able to talk about all the things I want to talk about. So I've been thinking on it, and I'm gonna kind of change up the format of my channel a bit. With me only really being able to do one video a week, that video is gonna kind of recap everything I want to talk about that I watched, read, or whatever earlier that week, instead of having each video dedicated to like a specific subject or review, which I think is going to be a lot of fun for me because like over the past couple months, just for TV shows, we've had Invincible Season 4, The Boys Season 5, Mall Shadow Lord, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, all kind of coming out at the same time, and it's a lot for me to try to keep up with. And I haven't even gotten to talk about Born Again Season 2 at all yet. And like, this is just TV, not movies, not books, not comics, not anything. So I am going to mix it up. Now, with that being said, I am still going to do more in-depth reviews and rankings when I have time, because I really do love that stuff. In particular, the rankings. I think there is a lot of fun. So that's the plan going forward. Is I'm going to do these weekly episodes and then kind of include more in-depth videos when I can. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead, hop into everything that we're going to talk about today. I'm going to start with Spider-Noir. The trailer for X-Men 97 finally dropped, as well as the release date. And then we did get a second trailer for the Lanterns show. And I did want to talk about it because I do think it is a better trailer than the first one. But I am going to start with Spider-Noir. I started watching this show the day that it came out, finished it the very next day. I think it is overall fantastic. It is good in both color and black and white. I do recommend the black and white, though. There is just something to it that, I don't know, the vibe just fits the black and white so well, and it just looks really cool. There's a lot of really great shots in this show, and I would say this is probably my favorite Nicolas Cage performance, and it's either that or it could be tied with his performance in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I thought he did a fantastic job in that movie. He just has a knack for being funny, and not even just Nicolas Cage. Every single side character and other main character, the acting was great across the board. It was an unexpectedly hilarious show because it is a kind of a spin-off of the Into the Spider-Verse movies, and we did get Spider-Noir in that movie, and he is funny because those movies are comedic, and so I was expecting that a little bit here, but the type of comedy is very different and just not what I was expecting at all. I ended up watching most of the show alone, and when I'm alone, I very rarely laugh out loud. Like, I might do one of those nose exhales, but that's about it. But there were probably 2 or 3 moments in almost every episode of this show that was making me actively laugh out loud. It's funny, and it is just a lot of fun, and I do think that every single episode is better than the last. It is just a upswing the entire single season, and not that the episode 1 is bad at all. I would say episode 1's probably like a 9.4, 9.5, and it just kind of rises rapidly from there. Like, it is a truly fantastic show, and it does seem like it's getting really positive responses from both critics and fans, and I'm really hoping that the watch numbers are there, because everybody involved in this show has stated that they would be open to returning for a second season. And no spoilers at all for the first season, but I can potentially see things that were set up that I was like, oh, that could be looked at a potential season 2. So I think the story does stand very well by its own, but I do think there is a lot more to explore here, and I really hope they do, because this was one of my most anticipated shows of the year, and it has exceeded every single expectation I had. It is truly fantastic and so much fun, and I really hope that Sony works on more projects like this going forward with the Spider-Man characters, as opposed to doing like Madam Web or Morbius or Kraven the Hunter. This is just a better way to do it. It looks fantastic. Like, I cannot stress that enough. The web swinging looks really good. Really, the only negative of the TV show is that you can tell that it is a TV show. There are a few special effects shots. They don't look bad per se. I just think that even like good CGI on TV looks different than good CGI in movies, but that's just a restriction of the budget. It's not actually a problem with the show. So for me, I would say season 1 for Spider-Noir is an absolute 10 out of 10. If you're a Marvel fan in any way, you have to watch this. It's fantastic. And if you're not a Marvel fan, I would still give the show a watch, because I think what this show does so well is it's a great detective show that happens to have Spider-Man characters and Marvel properties in it, but that's not the focus. They focused on a quality story first and then added the fun Marvel stuff later, and I think that's the best way to do it. It's the same way that Christopher Nolan came up with the Dark Knight movie, was he made a solid crime thriller movie and then threw the Batman stuff onto it, and that's why it's so good. So absolutely check the show out if you have not yet. I know that the buzz is strong online, and please believe all of it. It's better than what everybody is saying. Next, I want to talk about the trailer for X-Men 97 Season 2. I thought this was a great trailer. The show looks like it's maintaining the quality from the first season, which I was really nervous about because they were moving on from Bo DeMayo, who was the writer and showrunner of the first season. And I do know that a lot of what happens in season 2 is still kind of mostly what Bo DeMayo was doing, but there is always that nervousness when you have something change hands. And the first season was so good, and I just did not want them to mess it up. And just for like a trailer, I think it does such a good job setting up where our characters are going to be and what scenes they're going to be at really, really nicely. I feel like I have a very vague understanding of what the season is going to be about without having it spoiled at all, which is absolutely perfect level for a trailer to be at. And it did what a trailer is supposed to do. Like, I was already very hyped for this show. This was another one that was on one of my most anticipated TV shows of the year, and this trailer just pushed it way, way up for me. Like, I am so pumped, and I believe they said the release date is going to be July 1st, so we're just about a month out now, which is sooner than I was expecting, because they kept saying, like, summer of 2026, but we were getting closer and we hadn't heard anything, no confirmations, no trailers. So I was getting nervous that we weren't going to get it. So the fact that they put the July 1st in there, great sense of relief for me. I'm so happy to be getting it. Cannot wait to talk about it. And I don't know if they're going to be dropping it all at once. I had heard a rumor they were, but I think it's going to be a week-to-week drop, hopefully like the first one. So that'll be fun to kind of watch through and have something to look forward to each week. With all that being said, I do think it was a great trailer. I am still just a little nervous for the show with them changing hands, because, you know, the trailer looks good, but it's only 2 minutes long, and that's easy to kind of fake something for that long. And so I really hoping that they do not screw this up. The first season was absolutely perfect, and I would love to see maybe 4 to 6 seasons of this show because I think there's a lot of X-Men story to be told, and you can just do a lot of things in animation that you cannot do in live action. So fingers crossed that the show ends up being as good as the trailer looks. Which brings us to our last subject. We got a second Lanterns trailer about a week and a half ago, and this trailer should have been the first trailer that was released. It's much better. It actually has green in the trailer. It shows us the Green Lantern suit very briefly, and I just think this is probably a much better representation of what the show is going to be. So I don't understand why this wasn't the first trailer, because it is much better. Even though it is a better trailer, though, I still don't think the show looks particularly great. Finally getting a look at the suit is nice, but I didn't really like what we saw at all. It looks clunky and weird, and I appreciate that it's not CGI, so I can get behind that, but there is just something to the design of it that just does not scream Green Lantern to me. And we get another brief look at the actual lantern itself, and I don't like it. I think it looks strange. I don't know why they went with some of the aesthetic choices they went with, and I don't like the scope of the show. We do get a few shots in this trailer being in space. Like, it's not all going to be in a small town, so that's good, but there is just something about it that feels incredibly small scale, and they could be holding stuff back, saving the best reveals and not wanting to give anything away. I understand, but it is not typically what these companies do anymore. So now 2 trailers in, it kind of is solidifying what this scale is going to be in my mind, and I don't think taking an intergalactic police force and making it a sheriff story in a small town is the right call. Like, I understand how you get there, and budgets, will only allow you to do certain things, but I feel really bad for Green Lantern fans because I'm getting really nervous for the show, because even though this trailer is better, it did make me more nervous. Like, it's a better trailer, but it still doesn't look good, and so my hype is still dampened. I'm gonna check it out because I love Green Lantern, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm feeling bad for Green Lantern fans because I don't think this show is going to be what we initially thought it was going to be, or nearly as good as it could be. And we had the disaster of the Green Lantern movie, which is universally panned, and it is never going to get any type of sequel, anything like that. And I think if this show comes out and is genuinely bad, I think that's going to be it for Green Lantern stories for a while. Like, he might not even show up in future Justice League movies outside of, maybe seeing Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner come back into it a little bit, but he's always going to end up being a side character without stories, because every time they try to introduce him, they do it so poorly that these executives are going to think, well, Green Lantern's a bad character, and that's just not the case. They just have not figured out how to build an effective story with this character. But I'm going to go into it with an open mind. I'm hoping for good things. It's not like I want it to be bad. Just the initial teaser trailer and now this trailer have done absolutely nothing to make me more excited for the show. But that is everything that I had for today. And of course, these are just my thoughts. I would love to see yours down below. Have you watched Spider-Noir? Are you planning to? What are you thinking about the trailers for X-Men 97 and Lanterns? Maybe the Lantern ones in particular. Am I being too harsh? Like, there are some people that seem very excited online. I just don't see it. So if you are, let me know what you're doing. And also, not just kind of about what we talked about, if you have any recommendations of shows that you think I would enjoy, please also put them down below. I've had a few things recommended to me, and I've enjoyed everything that you guys have suggested, so please continue to do so down below. Next week, we're going to be having a very Star Wars heavy episode. I'm going to be talking about the Mandalorian and Grogu, Dooku Jedi Lost, and just kind of the overall state of Star Wars when you're looking at the box office for The Mandalorian and Grogu and just kind of overall fan sentiment towards the franchise. So looking forward to it. Love Star Wars, and I hope to see you all next week.